Raven is one of the better characters in the game when it comes to the amount of defensive utility that he offers. So in today's video, I want to highlight two of his defensive mechanics, which are his back 2+4 parry and his back 2 parry. I'll break down how exactly these parries work, give you guys some tips on how to fully utilize them, and just show you guys how effective these parries can be to help you come out of some very sticky situations in this game, especially with how oppressive it is. Okay, so let's first talk about Raven's back 2+4 parry. Now, this is the fastest parry in the game, coming out at just 1 frame, boys. 1 frame activation window, which is pretty stupid. Now, this parry also has a very long active window. For as long as you're hit during the animation, you will always get the parry off. It's very easy to pull off. I actually advise you bind it to one of your keys so you always get it easily. It's an amazing parry, okay, as I'll get into later. So it just basically teleports back, leaves out a cool ass shadow clone, teleports away from the situation. He's very negative when he does this. He's about -30, I believe. So at close range, everyone and their grandmother in the game can launch your ass for this. So you don't really want to use this with your back against the wall. Like, just don't. But mid-screen, you are far enough away to the point that you actually can't get launched for doing this parry, at least in a lot of situations. If you're close, some characters can get the punish off, like Horang 4 Peacekeeper. But most of the times, we will be safe when you pull out this parry. This can parry everything in the game, like legit everything except from rage art. So highs, mids, lows, elbows, knees, hit smash, hit burst, weapons, everything, you name it, this can parry. This is what makes it very strong and very unique in this game. It's a 1 frame parry that just gets away from everything. Think of it like Yoshi, but like instead of actually being a counter, just more so of a safety precaution is what I would say, right? Safety precaution. You don't want to deal with the situation, just, get out of that particular situation and be like 1 frame fast. As I said, you can actually even parry a hit burst, bro. You can visually see the opponent activating the hit burst and pop parry, and you can still get the parry off because, again, 1 frame of activation, which is just amazing. So you lose a bit of grey health by doing this as well, but honestly, nothing too serious. You can afford to lose a bit of for grey health, especially for a parry as effective as this one. So honestly, that's like the biggest drawback. You also recover from crouch when you do this parry. So in some situations when you get a parry off and the opponent is still in your face throwing out highs, you can duck right under the high and get a launch off with while standing 1, or go for standing 2 on a counter hit, or even go for the full crouch hell sweep, full crouch down for 3+4, easily turning defense into offense. So you always have to be aware of what you've parried in this game with this particular parry. Now, like I said, what makes this parry strong, apart from, of course, the 1 frame of activation, is Raven does not have to take any mix-ups in this game. Like, he doesn't have, like, those rules don't apply to our boy because, again, of this parry. So think of, basic example, right? Lars running 1 into SE mix-ups. So basically, Lars has a mid, which is guaranteed. You just have to block, or you can power crash out of this. But if it goes low and you power crash, you can actually get counter hit by this. But Raven, having back 2+4, being able to parry lows as well, does not have to take this mix up, bro. He does not have to. So you can use parry to get out of a lot of guaranteed mix up situations, even after a hit smash, for example. Bro, we all hate fucking hit smash into guess for your life, right? Lars into 50-50, Feng into 50-50, Leroy 50-50. Like, almost every character in the game has hit smash into guess for your life on block. Well, Raven does not have to take that mix up. You can always have the parry as an option. So what this does is it adds another layer of mix up that your opponent has to think about, right? So in a hit smash situation on block, the opponent knows that they know they get a guaranteed mix up. But if they know that you have a parry, what do they start doing? They start delaying their timing, they start going for different options, and this gives you the other layer of mix-ups. It actually lets you attack, turn offense sorry, turn defense into offense, because you've blocked a hit smash, right? You're expecting the 50-50 mix-up follow-up afterwards, but your opponent knows, like, oh shit, Raven has the option to parry all of my mix-up situations. So what am I going to do? I'm gonna wait and bait out the parry and then whiff punish that parry. But if you know that, you can just go low yourself, right? Attack while he's waiting for you to throw something out. So you can go for a grab instead, go low. That's what I love about this parry, right? It just makes people think twice about their mix-ups. Nothing is guaranteed. Just kind of like Yoshi's flash, bro. The way you play against Yoshi is the way this parry works. But people don't pay all that much attention to this parry because it's not as scary as Yoshi's flash. Yoshi's flash can actually kill you. This one, again, it's defensive, right? Just getting out of the situation, so people don't pay all that much attention. But as the match goes on, let's say you're playing ranked, right? 2 out of 3, sorry, best out of 3, they will notice, okay, shit, I've done like 3 hit smashes on block and he's always using parry to get out of my mix-up. So in the second game, let me try to wait. And then when you have that read, boom, you attack them instead while they wait for you to whiff that parry. So it's just amazing in that sense. Just don't have to take any bullshit mix-ups with Raven because of this parry. The 1 frame activation window, sheesh, so fucking strong, so fucking strong. And I think it's actually very, very underrated. It's a very, very strong parry, especially against characters that have a lot of strings, right? The Ninas, Annas, Hwoarang, dude. I actually love the Hwoarang matchup as Raven, dude, because Hwoarang is always stringing, just mash parry, right? Of course, you should know when to mash parry, but like mashing parry, oh my days. Recover and crouch, he's throwing out highs, launch his ass. So, outstanding too. It's so good. So, certain characters, you have to know how effective this parry can be and when to utilize this parry. Like even punishing hit smashes is very strong for that. Let's say Steve throws out his hit smash. If you get the parry off, he stands there whiffing every single other part of his hit smash like an idiot. So you can actually take the time to learn how hit smashes work on whiff and then get the parry off with Raven and get the punish off. It's very strong in that sense as well. Next, let's talk about Raven's back 2. So this is a Sabaki parry, so basically an attack that has a built-in parry on it. So the attack itself is safe on block, it's -10 but has so much pushback that no one in the game can punish it really. It's +5 on hit and it was plats just as a bonus. The second hit also has pretty good tracking as well. So back 2 is a bit more risky compared to back 2 +4. So the animation of this, of course, is the cool ass aura farming skateboard kick. Ah, shit looks so sick, bro. The original surfboard, bro. Shaheen wishes, bro. He wishes he was this cool, man. So yeah, comes out the coolest jet kick from the air. Now this is usually not guaranteed. This can be blocked by opponents. And when blocked, depending on how close Raven is when he landed this kick, it can be like -3 up to -8. So sometimes it can be punishable, sometimes it can be safe. And of course, back turn does have mix-ups. So he has parries, he has power crushes. Sometimes you have to make it safe by going for something risky, like a back turn power crush or a back turn parry. So that's why I say this one is just a bit more risky. It can also be floated in the air. If the opponent has correct time, you can jab him out of this animation, which is another risk as well. It also only parries punches and kicks, not elbows, not weapons, not lows, not grabs. So it's not like back 2 +4. So why I include back 2 is the fact that it gets you out of situations just like back 2 +4. However, this one turns defense into offense. And of course, again, it's a Sabaki, right? So you have the option of attacking twice, basically. If the back 2 does not come out, then you get the parry off and get the kick parry instead, which is like a massive W. So what I mean by this is, for example, let's look at Laz's down back 4. So Laz has a frame trap with down back 4. So basically down back 4 into full crouch, down forward 2. So you can't really press any buttons when Laz does this. You can't step, you can't power crash, you can't do nothing. You have to hold that, because if you mash buttons, you get counter hit. You trade in the counter hit in his favor and he gets a full combo. In this Laz, we all know it's death. You can step because full crouch down forward 2 has pretty good timing. So the only option you have, or the only defensive option you have, at least for a character that has parries, is of course a parry, right? So characters like Leroy can have the option to parry, and Raven can actually back 2 out of this as well. Now, for most of these moves or most of these situations like this, the back 2 is not guaranteed, right? It's not guaranteed. So what happens is the clone that Raven leaves when he lands this parry makes it seem as though you actually hit him, right? So people tend to throw out something, see the clone, and think, oh shit, I hit Raven, right? Let me try to convert my hit or mash buttons again because I think I'm plus. Then boom, by the time they realize it's a parry, it's too late to get the parry off. This does not work every single time at the highest of levels, and sometimes you actually get the parry guaranteed, most of the times. But just to put things clear, guys, this is not guaranteed in most situations. Another example is Feng down back 3 into outstanding 4. If you get the parry, if you get off the parry, it's not guaranteed. Feng can block after this as well, so just keep that in mind. But what this parry gives you is the option not to deal with those guaranteed plus frames, bro. Like, that's so important in this game because Tekken 8 is all about momentum. So stealing that momentum back is very, very important, right? And this guide is coming from the Leroy parry guide I just dropped because having options like this is very, very important. So yeah, boys, these are the two parries I wanted to talk about as Raven. Like, throughout my journey to GOD, these parries have helped me a lot, especially back 2+4, dude. Back 2+4 is so goated, bro. Like, after hit engager, you have that option. You don't have to take their shit, whatever they throw out, Victor weapons, grabs. Back 2+4 out of that fucking situation. Back 2 when they least expect it, especially at the wall, right? If it hits, you get a wall splat, you're still safe on block. It's very good as well. But as with Raven, with everything just comes risk. An opponent has timing on you, you get launched, you get punished. You have to be careful. It comes with his archetype. If you're playing Raven, you've accepted the fact that, okay, this guy comes with mad risks that I have to put into account when playing him. So let's keep that in mind or you pick up Raven. This character is not fucking easy, bro. You have to take risks when you play Raven. So anyway, boys, that's my little short tips video on Raven's parries back 2+4 and back 2. Again, it's helped me so many times in my ranked matches. People don't adapt until it's too late because of how strong back 2+4 is at not having to deal with guaranteed 50-50 situations in this game. It's so enlightening, bro. It feels so good, bro. Like, parrying lows, oh, bellissimo. It's a beautiful. So I highly consider you put back 2+4 into practice if you're grinding some Raven or just trying to improve the character overall. It will take you a long, long way. Anyway, boys, thank you so much as usual for taking time to watch my video. If you have any questions, please do consider asking. I'll answer everything to my knowledge, so don't be afraid. Let's talk about our boy. Not much Raven content out there, so I'm trying to hold it down, boys. Hold it down for the Raven main. So ask away, my boys, ask away. Don't forget to that like button, subscribe if you're new, and as usual, my friend that be ever in your favor. GG.
Ooh, that was fake. That was sick.